Hi, my name's Sarah. We've been gifted with a beautiful planet, but we don't always take very good care of her. So here are 25 tips to help reduce air, land and water pollution. So first of all, we're going to start off with water. So you can buy many eco-friendly products now for inside of your house, like for cleaning your house, for the dishwasher, washing up, soaps and shampoos for cleaning your clothes, etc. And these will have less of a damaging effect on the environment. Number 2, you can make your own cleaning products. If in your pantry you have white vinegar, salt and bicarbonate of soda, that will clean most of the things in your house. If you Google online and have a look at natural cleaning recipes, you'll find if you have those 3 ingredients, you can clean almost everything. You can also buy microfiber cloths now, and you can use these for cleaning almost anything as well, and these just use water. Number 3, you can use eco-friendly sprays for your garden, or you can make your own. So good examples of herbicides: you can use a white vinegar and water mix, or you can use boiling water to kill those weeds. For pesticides, you can make your own using a garlic spray or soapy water. Number 4 is conserve water in your house and workspace. So if you're buying new appliances for your house, you can buy appliances that use less water. You can get toilets now that use less water to flush. You can buy shower heads that use less water. You can also do things like turn off the shower when you're putting your shampoo on and washing your hair, or turn off the tap when you are cleaning your teeth. And if you're watering your garden, do it in the evening when you're going to have less evaporation. And if you don't live in a fire risk area, you could also just let your lawn die off in the summer. You know, it doesn't have to be this beautiful lush green lawn. You can let it die off in the summer. Number 5 is don't pour oil, grease or fat down your sink. It doesn't actually run off, it just eventually solidifies and ends up in a big lumpy mass, and it traps food particles and hair, etc. And often it can produce a big clog up, and that means water backs up into your own house. So dispose of it properly. Don't pour chemicals or paints that you don't want down the drain or down the toilet. Take them to a designated council place where they can be disposed of properly. For helping land pollution, do things like recycle, reuse and give away. So you can donate old goods to charity shops. If you look online, there are many creative ways you can reuse products that you don't want. I saw things like an amazing boat that had people in and made out of plastic bottles. So incredible creative ways you can do with the goods that you don't want. And obviously recycling, it depends on where you live to what recycling facilities you have. If you can recycle glass, aluminium and steel, these can be recycled indefinitely, and although they need more energy to produce them in the beginning rather than plastic, they can be reused, whereas most plastics can't be reused. They can recycle plastics with a 1 or a 2 in the triangle at the bottom much more easily than other plastics. So if you have to have plastic, try and buy it with the 1 or a 2 in the triangle. Better still, have your own water bottle rather than buying bottled water, and take your own food wrapped in beeswax rather than use plastic. Number 8 is read your books, magazines, newspapers online. This is going to reduce the amount of paper that's used and deforestation. And without trees, water doesn't get absorbed into the soil so much, it just tends to run off and takes the topsoil with it down into the water in the streams. For the same reason, try and stop your junk mail. So you may have to talk to your post office, or you may just get away with putting a sign on your post box that you don't want any junk mail. If you're buying wood products, buy sustainable wood products. So these should have a logo on saying it's from a sustainable wood forest. If you're buying paper products like toilet rolls or kitchen rolls, then either buy recycled or buy ones with forest that are forest friendly. Again, it'll have a logo on. If you're buying food with palm oil in, it should have an RSPO logo on it to say it's from a sustainable source, rather than deforestation from the rainforest, for the same reason. Not only do trees help with global warming and prevent water runoff, they also pull pollution from the air, so it's important we try and look after our trees. Eat organic when you can, or even better still, have a go at growing your own. It doesn't have to be huge. You don't have to have a big veggie plot. You can grow some of your own food in containers, hanging baskets and tubs, things like that. Or you can also plant vegetables in with your shrubs and your plants. Just Google and check what goes with what, because some plants inhibit the growth of certain fruits and vegetables, and some help the growth of fruit and vegetables. So just check what you're going to plant where. Eat less meat. Now we, especially beef, we have a bit of a crazy system. In some places cattle are kept naturally on grass, and that's not quite so bad, but in a lot of places cattle are kept in big feedlots on bare soil, and a lot of farmland is used to produce food for the cattle, and this means a lot of water and a lot of chemicals, which obviously ends up polluting the land and eventually the water as well. For the air, so if you're using sprays in your house, say for example furniture polish, you use eco-friendly ones. You can also use olive oil as an alternative to furniture polish. Change your electric company if you can to one that has its power from green source, that is hydro, wave, wind, solar or geothermal. Don't burn garden waste. Use it as a mulch around your plants and trees to reduce water evaporation, or compost it. The one exception is black walnut, which shouldn't be composted. It's poisonous. If you're buying new appliances for your house, try and buy energy efficient ones. They have the stars on the star rating system on the front of the appliances, so buy ones that are water efficient and energy efficient. And you can also change your light bulbs to energy efficient light bulbs. Insulate your house properly, so you're going to use less power in the winter. Line dry rather than tumble dry your clothes. When you're at work, turn off your computer and the lights. So many computers and lights get left on at work, and it uses up an awful lot of power unnecessarily overnight. And when you're at home, turn off your appliances when you're not in use. Now, many appliances have these little lights on, and although you think, oh, it's just a tiny little light, it's not going to be using much power, well, there's billions of tiny little lights all over the world. So these billions of tiny little lights all add up and use power. If you have one of these gadgets like one of these handheld vacuum things that are rechargeable, you can put those on a timer so they're not on all the time, and again that might help reduce your electric consumption. Try and reduce the amount of time you spend in the car. You can car share, you can use public transport, you can walk. If you do have to use your car, then make sure the tyres are inflated to the proper amount, because this helps reduce the petrol. Keep it serviced, so runs more efficiently, and also keep the petrol or the diesel topped up, because this helps avoid evaporation. Plant trees when you can. Now you do have to plant trees according to your climate, but certain trees help reduce. Certain trees will reduce pollution. In particular, trees like pine, conifers, elders, and yew. Now just be careful if you plant yew, because the berries are poisonous, so obviously don't plant it if you have children. And last but not least, a third of the food we produce ends up being wasted. So if you can reduce the amount of food that you buy, so don't go to the supermarket when you're hungry, only buy foods you need, don't cook too much, go through your pantry and your freezer and your fridge regularly to use up foods before the use-by dates. And if you have leftovers, you can freeze them or use them up the next day, rather than them ending up in the landfill sites. That produces a gas called methane, which is one of the most poisonous gases that we have. Okay, I hope you found that useful, and much love and many blessings.